I'm starting here today on the edge of the Manistee River for kind of a unique cycling opportunity. I'm going to climb what I believe to be the highest climb in the state of Michigan. Briar Hill is the highest point in the lower peninsula at a little over 1,700 feet. There is higher elevation in the upper peninsula, but the surrounding land is higher. So you don't get to have a climb like you get climbing to the top of Briar Hill. I'm starting at the edge of the Manistee River because that's going to put me as low as I can get. So I showed the trestle a minute ago. That's where the snowmobile trail, I guess you'd call it, goes over. I'm not sure, I think it's called the Betsy River Trail also. That goes over the railroad trestle, but that's too high above the water. So I'm down on a little stub trail alongside the river, and on my GPS it's showing 795 feet, and I'm not sure exactly how accurate that is, but we'll be utilizing that elevation as we make the climb to the top of Briar Hill. I'm hoping that I'm going to see at least 1,000-foot climb out of it, if not more than that. So we'll see how it goes. So without actually putting the bike in the water, that was about as low as I could go. It's not much of a trail getting up to the Betsy River Trail, but it is a trail. Part of it's rideable. It's definitely too steep for me, this next section of it. But hike a bike counts, right? And if this is only for just the first maybe 30 yards of the trail, and then we'll be on rideable terrain. That's looking back towards the closed railroad trestle, and we'll start our ascent. So the beginning point of this trail will be, like I said, on the Betsy River Trail at the Manistee River, and we'll be going up the Betsy River Trail until we branch off onto some 2 tracks through the Forest Service lands and get ourselves climbing up towards Briar Hill. This first part of the trail actually has quite a lot of seepage running down through the 2 track itself. Heading under Michigan 115, and I'm 37. The first 5.5 miles have been on railroad grade, and just a real gradual ascent. Showing 110 feet of climbing so far. Not quite sure what that is in front of me. It appears to be a train, an old passenger train or livestock train. I believe that's a passenger train. So I guess I have no choice but to turn here. So the gravel road is starting to be less used and narrower. So I've steadily been climbing now that I'm on the gravel 2-track. Climb will get a lot steeper on the Forest Service Road 2-track. Up to about 400 foot of climbing. 7694. This is the Forest Service Road, which is about the most aggressive of the climb. Final single track has a few steep spots in it, but this 2-track right here, it just starts getting a pretty aggressive gradient to it and leaves you working pretty hard. Here we're just coming over the 500 foot mark. Ooh. Over 600 foot mark now. Legs are starting to feel the burn. 700 feet work. Oh boy. We're on 5007, which takes us to the trailhead to the summit. At the 800 foot mark, and this is where I start the trailhead up to the summit. So I'm at the 800 foot mark, and the battery on the GoPro dies. So I go to change the battery, and I look at my settings, and I've been on slow-mo. So I have no idea how the footage is going to turn out of the ride up here to the 800 foot mark. I'm very disappointed in that. I hope that I didn't mess it up too much. But anyway, at the 800 foot mark, just past the big rock, and starting the ascent up the single track up to the summit. So GoPro will go back on. Hopefully I'll capture some footage. So the trail to the summit is a little bit tricky. It gets a little confusing because people come in here with quads and stuff, and they divert off the main trail or off the foot trail area and crisscross back and forth. And if you're not on the actual summit trail, you can like run into where the Forest Service put up a bunch of stump piles, log piles, and dug big trenches. So hopefully I'll be able to identify the correct trail in here that'll get me to the top. This is a pretty steep climb through here. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Heart rate 168. I made it. $909 ascent. Oh my goodness, I thought it'd be more than that. I made it to the summit on the trusty Trek Farley EX, the rare full suspension pat bike. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you know you made it to the summit of Briar Hill. I'm just trying to catch my breath here. Anyway, up on top of the summit here, there's not anything spectacular to see up here. The foliage is kind of thick, as you can see behind me. So it's not like you see a great deal into the distance from up here. But once you get up here, there's a raspberry patch up here. And if you go, when you get up to the top, if you go over to the left edge of the woodland and start searching along the tree line there, you can find the survey marker. And so we're going to go over there and have a look at that right now. So up top here, you'll notice that there used to be a fire tower, and those are the concrete anchors with the steel angle iron, or whatever you'd call it, that held it. If you cut either along the edge of the tree line there, or scratch your legs up and cut through the raspberries, and you get over here, somebody currently has it marked with a piece of an old checkered flag. But right here on the ground is the old survey marker. So it says Briar Hill, 1931. Number 3, 1985. Whatever all that means. Pretty cool. Now for the fun part, going down. stop sign. So that was it for the Briar Hill climb. Just making my way back to the vehicle now. My GPS always reads low. It showed 909 feet to the summit.